Hi everyone, we're on day 8 of Pilates March Matness already, and today we're going to be looking at our spine stretch forward. We're going to build it up just like usual by practicing different elements and then putting them all together, but today's might be a little bit shorter than normal. So what you need is a mat to sit on, and if you have a couple of blocks like these are going to be really useful as well. It's just going to give you a little bit of extra lift through your hips, making it easier for you to sit nice and tall. Okay, so let's come into sitting in our long frog position. So if you're using a cushion, just place it underneath you and sit with your feet together out in front of you, legs out to the side, and nice and relaxed here. So we've got the weight going down evenly through both of our sitting bones. You don't need to have your legs too close in towards you. That's going to make it quite hard to move. And equally, you don't want to have them too far away because it's going to be impossible for you to connect your feet. So just find that nice medium place where your feet are connected and you'll find it quite comfortable to sit. Now, I know that some of you have a lot of tension around your hip flexors, so I'll let you just try and relax your legs out to the side. Think about the weight going down evenly through your sitting bones and find a lovely tall position. So you can imagine a piece of thread pulling right the way up through the crown of your head so you're sitting nice and tall. We're just going to practice slouching here. So all we're doing is slouching around. Now this might be your default position, and you can see here how my spine is flexed. I'm not really using my core at all to keep me upright. And then growing all the way up, you can see I find those neutral lines in my spine and I'm sitting really strong. I don't need my arms to support me. So let's keep going a bit like this. Now this is going to look different for everybody because everybody has different curvatures of their spine. For example, I don't have a very curved spine at all. Mine's quite a flat back, but you might have a really deep lumbar curve, so it's going to look different. So let's just go a few more times. So we're basically rocking on our pelvis here. So tucking under, sitting nice and tall. Now, this is a really nice way just to warm up your spine and get you connected with your core muscles here. So just going to do a few more of these. Keeping your legs relaxed out to the sides. You can have your hands on your calves if you want to. Lovely. And two more like this. And our final one. Tucking and sitting nice and tall. Well done. Okay, so now we're going into our spine stretch forward prep. So I'd like you to imagine that you've got a beach ball in front of you. You're trying to lift your spine up and over. So rather than just collapsing forward, we're trying to lengthen our spine and get lots of space between those vertebrae. We're going to go on our exhale. So we're finding that seated position like we just have. So piece of thread through the crown of your head, shoulders relaxed down, hands on your calves. Breathe in here. As you breathe out, we're just going to start nodding our chin and one bone at a time start rolling up and over. Now it just feels slightly unusual. Just try and get as much space between those bones of your spine as you can, and then restack here. So it's a sequential movement. So we're starting with a little flexion of the neck, then we're going through our upper spine, mid spine, and lumbar spine. Rolling forward and restacking. So the more you practice it, the more familiar you'll feel with this movement. You might be able to get a little bit more mobility through your spine, a little bit more flexion, and make sure it's really sequential as well. Great, so let's go again. So tucking, core muscles coming in to support you here as you roll over. Remember, it's not a collapse forward, you're trying to lengthen, so that's where the beach ball idea comes in handy, because you really think about lifting up and over. Restacking here, shoulders melting down. Let's go 3 more times like this. Rolling forward. And up, good. Final couple, make sure you're still getting that sequential movement, so don't try and just collapse forward. And our final one. So tucking over the chin, rolling forward, lifting up and over. And restacking here. Super. Okay, so now we've got the movement through our spine. We're going to add in some arms. So we're going to lengthen our arms out in front of us, palms facing down. So our arms are out in front of us, shoulder height, shoulder distance apart. We're going to do exactly the same movement here. So let's breathe in to prepare. Breathe out, nod your chin, start rolling forward, keeping your shoulders at the same level with your, keeping your hands at the same level as your shoulders, and you'll find you're just going to reach forward and restack. So now our spine is having to work harder because we're supporting the weight of our arms as well as we move. So Drawing those core muscles in as you reach up and over. Your hands will travel forward. Lengthening up, let your shoulders melt down your spine as you come up. Great, we're going to do 4 more of these. So rolling up and over. Reaching forward, try and keep your arms parallel to the floor. I know it's quite tricky to do, especially if you can't see yourself. And again, rolling forward, tummy muscles coming in, little under the chin, so you've got a long back of the neck. Fully restacking, so again, that sequential movement here. Final couple, sucking your chin, rolling forward, arms traveling forward here, well done. Restack. And our last one. Sucking underneath you. Lifting up and over. Restack. And bring those arms down. Well done. Give your shoulders a bit of a roll out. You might be feeling it through your biceps, triceps, and shoulders now. And we're going to add in our long legs now. So I'd like you to lengthen your legs away from you and take them hip distance apart. So here's where you might find a couple of blocks handy. If you're really quite tight, just having a little bit of extra height will allow you to sit nice and tall like this. You might not need them at all, that's totally fine. And in this position, I'd like to make sure you have your toes pointed towards the ceiling. So imagine that you're pressing your feet against a wall. So we're trying to get length in our legs here as well. So our legs are out, hip distance apart. We're going to do exactly the same movement with our arms as well. So this time you're going to keep your hips lengthened down to the floor, still having that weight even through both your sitting bones. And as you roll forward, I'd like to think about pressing your pelvis back and pressing your toes away from you. So you've got this opposition and feeling of length through your legs. I know it's quite a vague concept, but once we get moving, hopefully you'll try and understand what I mean. So it's important here that we find that neutral position once again. So rather than slouching down, we're sitting nice and tall. So we can practice that a little bit here. So tucking and slouching, keep your toes up to the ceiling. Imagine that wall there that you're pressing against. Nice and tall again. And 3. And 2. Keep your jaw relaxed. And our final one here, tucking underneath you and sitting tall. And now we're going to go up and over that imaginary beach ball again. So breathing in. As you feel that, start nodding your chin, lifting up and over, rolling through your spine. Your arms are going to travel forwards, up and over your toes. Pausing here and restack. Now, you might be able to get a lot further down than I can. You might even be able to get your head between your knees, or you might not be able to go quite so far down. It all depends on your own body. If you've got tight hamstrings as well, this is going to be tricky. So just practice them every little time. Just see if you can get a millimetre further up and over. So let's go again, breathing in. Breathing out, nod your chin, trying to get that sequential flexion, rolling forward. Inhale, restack. Keep your feet really active. Remember what I said about pressing your pelvis backwards, your toes away from you, so lengthening through. Restack here, shoulders down. Super. We're going to go 4 more times, breathing in. Breathing out, nodding our chin, rolling forward. Make sure it's really sequential, so mobilization of your spine bit by bit here. Fully restacking. Tummy muscles coming in to support you, so tucking those muscles in, rolling forward. Maybe getting a little bit further now. Check that your hands are still level with your shoulders. 2 more to go. Rolling forward. Tummy muscles coming in as you roll forward. Inhale to restack, shoulders melting down, and our final one. Tucking underneath you, rolling forward here. Wonderful. Restack. Bring your arms down and bring your legs in. Just give them a little bit of a rock from side to side, getting rid of any tension. Just trying to release your hip flexors a bit. They've been working super hard. Great, and let's bring ourselves round to a seated position. So find that position that suits you best for a couple of breaths here. So you can either be in long frog, legs out to the front, or in cross-legged like I am. Take your arms out to the side, take a nice deep breath in. And as we breathe out, let's float our arms all the way through to the ceiling, reaching through here. Press the air away. And one more time, breathing out, reaching all the way up. Press the air away. And give yourself a nice clap. Well done. I hope you really enjoyed that, and it's given you a little bit more of an insight into spine stretch forward. You can practice this at any time as well. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow for some more Pilates. So enjoy the rest of your day and take care. Bye-bye.